Augustine's wedding. Final chapter. The great cathedral in the town was filled with the sound of bells. It was the day of Joseph and Augustine's wedding. Morning light streamed through the stained glass, scattering red and blue across the stone floor. White flowers adorned the altar, and the murmur of the congregation rose and fell like a tide. Joseph was well known in the town, and many had come to witness the ceremony. "They say the bride is the sister of the monk from the Black Forest," someone whispered. A forest girl marrying a man of the town? It was a story that stirred quiet curiosity. Augustine, veiled in white, walked slowly toward the altar. Her steps were steady, her face calm, yet her heart trembled. Would her brother come? Just before the ceremony began, the great doors opened. A man entered, dressed in a black coat, his hair touched with silver. It was Hans. He had left behind his coarse robe and came in simple but clean attire. The crowd fell silent. The monk of the Black Forest. He truly came. Hans said nothing. He took a seat at the back of the church. His face was calm, his eyes distant, as if he were watching something far beyond the walls. The ceremony began. The priest's voice echoed, and the choir sang softly. When Augustine and Joseph exchanged their vows, Hans closed his eyes. For him, there was no God in this church. Yet his silent prayer for his sister's happiness was purer than any sermon. When the ceremony ended, the square outside filled with laughter and music. Flower petals drifted through the air, and the bells rang joyfully. Then a black car rolled slowly into the square. At the wheel sat old Torsten, and from the back stepped Count Otto Straßburg. "Count Straßburg, the Count himself has come." The townspeople murmured in awe. When Otto greeted the bride and groom and shook Hans's hand, the whispers turned to smiles. He offered his congratulations with quiet dignity, then departed with Hans at his side. Later that afternoon, Hans returned to his cabin in the forest. He sat before the fire, watching the flames dance. His prayer that night was not to God, but to the life his sister would now live. At the same hour, Otto returned to his manor. Torsten, worried, asked, "Are you unwell, sir?" Otto smiled faintly. "Just tired, I'll rest a while." He entered his dimly lit room and sat by the window, gazing toward the forest. Then, softly, he began to sing a song that no one else could hear. The day my treasure was wed, the day of her joyful vows, was a day of sorrow for me. I went to my small, dim room, and there I wept for my treasure, for the one I loved most. His voice faded into the silence of the old house. Time passed. The world did not change, nor did Otto. He still ate his sausages, attended church on Sundays, and rode through town in his black car. One day, after lunch, he said quietly, "Perhaps I should visit Hans again." When he stepped into the old stable, Torsten was there. "Shall I prepare the car, sir?" "Yes, to the northern forest, the Black Forest, then, Hans's forest." The car rolled down the narrow road, the trees closing in on both sides. The wind whispered through the branches, carrying the scent of pine and rain. It was as if the forest itself remembered everything: the prayers, the silence, the love that had never been spoken.
Thank you for watching until the end.